Supreme Commander Velkath had conquered 17 death worlds, 17 planets classified as Class 10 hostile environments, where gravity crushed bones, atmospheres burned lungs, and predators evolved to kill with terrifying efficiency. Every single one had fallen within weeks. The pattern was always the same. Deathworld species were physically superior, but technologically primitive. They had strength, speed, natural weapons, but no spacecraft, no energy shields, no orbital weaponry. The Dominion would arrive, demonstrate overwhelming firepower, and the natives would surrender or be eliminated. Earth is next, Velkath announced to his war council, pointing to the blue marble on the tactical display. Class 10 Death World. Gravity 1.2 times standard. Extreme temperature variations. Toxic atmospheric oxygen levels. Native species are apex predators called humans. His intelligence officer added, they have developed crude spaceflight and nuclear weapons, but nothing that can threaten our fleet. Then it will be like all the others, Velkath said confidently. Deploy the Armada. The Dominion fleet arrived with 300 warships. They had conquered worlds with less. Attention primitive species, Velkath broadcast. You will surrender immediately or face. The response cut him off mid-sentence. This is Fleet Admiral Zhao of the United Earth Defense Force. You have entered sovereign human territory. You have one chance to withdraw. Velkath laughed. You dare threaten us? We have conquered 17 death worlds more dangerous than yours. Really? The human's voice carried a strange tone. Not fear, curiosity. Tell me, Commander, on those 17 worlds, did the apex predators build nuclear submarines? Did they split the atom? Did they look at the stars and decide to claim them? Velkath hesitated. They were physically superior, but were not just physically dangerous, Admiral Zhao interrupted. We're a deathworld species that learned to think. That's your mistake. Demonstration commencing. What happened next shattered everything Velkath thought he knew about deathworld species. Earth's defense grid activated. Satellites he dismissed as primitive communications equipment revealed themselves as weapons platforms. Railgun rounds accelerated to 3% light speed tore through his forward ships before shields could even register the threat. Impossible, his tactical officer screamed. Those are kinetic weapons. Simple physics shouldn't. They're using our own orbital velocity against us, Velkath realized with horror. They calculated our trajectory and turned debris into bullets. But the kinetic strikes were just the beginning. Human fighters launched, not from bases but from underground silos hidden across the entire planet. Thousands of them, piloted by members of a species that had evolved to track fast-moving prey, with reflexes honed by millions of years hunting on a world that constantly tried to kill them. They're not following formation protocols, his tactical officer reported in disbelief. They're improvising. Every pilot is acting independently, unpredictably, because they evolved as persistence hunters, Velkath whispered. They don't follow patterns. They adapt. His fleet was in chaos. The humans weren't fighting like a military. They were fighting like what they were, evolved predators with advanced technology. Then the planetary weapons fired. Modified ICBMs, nuclear missiles repurposed from their own Cold War arsenals, streaked into space. His shields could stop them, but the EMPs from the detonations fried systems across his fleet. They're using their own doomsday weapons, Velkath said numbly. Weapons they built to kill themselves, now turned on us. In 90 minutes, he'd lost 40 ships. His easy conquest was turning into a massacre. Commander, Admiral Zhao's voice returned. The 17 death worlds you conquered, they were tough, but they never had to compete with each other for survival. Earth had hundreds of apex predators, thousands of ways to die. We didn't just survive our planet. We dominated it so completely we got bored and started leaving it. A human face appeared on screen, scarred, determined, very much alive despite coming from a world that should have killed her species a million times over. You conquered death worlds where the natives were strong but simple. You found a death world where the natives were strong and smart. where we spent thousands of years perfecting warfare against each other before we ever met you. She leaned forward. You want to know the difference between Earth and your other conquests? Those species survive their planets. We mastered ours. We turned a world that tried to kill us into a forge that made us into the most dangerous thing in the galaxy. A Deathworld predator with starships. Velkath looked at his burning fleet and made the hardest decision of his military career. Retreat, he ordered quietly. As his ships limped away from Earth, he understood the truth. Physical danger makes a species strong. But physical danger plus intelligence makes a species unstoppable. Earth wasn't just another death world. It was the death world that learned to fight back. And the Dominion would never make the mistake of underestimating them again.